Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. Jubilee Catalyst 32, part 2 of 5, I guess. We're going to go into Normal Battle 2 now. We're going to use a Water and Magic team. This is a 1, 2, 3 stage, so one bat, and then Phase 2 is another bat, and Phase 3 is the third bat. One thing to note, or a couple things to note, is that one, the damage cap, again, is 1.4 million, just like Normal Battle 1. And also, the turn bonus for this stage goes up until turn 5. So you do get a little bit of leeway as far as getting as much damage as possible and attempting to buff yourself to get to that 1.4 million damage mark. So, do have a little bit extra play. I only have 3 teams for this stage, but hopefully, it gives you an idea. But again, the disclaimers, your results may vary. These are the protection gauge units that I'm going to use, and please don't forget to optimize your magic buildings in town. But with that said, let's go ahead and jump into our highest scoring team. Alright, this is what we're working with for my highest scoring team. It's only 11 points off of the maximum damage cap, like having everything maxed out. And it's all damage taken, right? The least amount of damage you can possibly take is better. I do hit damage cap with this team in 5 turns, but it is very specific. So we've got, again, Wielder of Magic Milim. We've got the hero. We've got free-to-play Ranga, who's here for the turn 1 orb change and for his Pierce buff. We've got Violet for the magic buff, Hinata for her element buff, and the full hand of oranges, I believe we use that. And then we've got Shinsha as our main DPS unit, who's getting the all the buffs, the pierce and the extra damage buff from Milim. So we're gonna just have Shuna get buffed up for 5 turns, and then we're gonna unleash a nuke for 1.4 million damage. So let's go ahead and flip this on. Here we go. So turn 1, we're using Ranga for his orb change for Wielder of Magic units, so we do have to bring in Shinsha for that to actually work. And then we will orb change into 6 oranges. And we'll go ahead and send this first. The bats here are quite tanky, so you killing them on turn 1, probably not going to happen unless he just doesn't guard like 4 of your hits. So, like that, yeah, okay. So we take damage here because we do take a hit. If we took less damage, then it'd be even better, and I probably would have gotten a max score there. But here, turn 2, we're going to do the 2 buffs from Shinsha and Ranga, and then we're going to bring Hinata in for Ranga, because his job is pretty much done now. We're going to use Milim, change all of these to oranges. We've got 4 Shinsha orbs, which will get us her ult. And then next turn, or actually after this, I believe we use the future hand here. Yes, perfect. So, come on. Click the button. Click the button. Or not. What am I doing? This is what happens when I don't remember anything from yesterday. Okay, we're just going to send the 6 oranges then. We're going to kill this bat, which is fine. We have the EX ult for... Okay, there we go. Jesus Christ. Man. See, I don't remember things I do 12 hours ago. How am I supposed to remember things in life, right? But there we go. We have the EX ult for Shinsha, ready to go, 90 points. And we have now 5 oranges and another ult for Hinata, which is fine. We're going to use the magic buff, 80 points right here, because that's a lot. And then we're going to just send Shinsha away. And we're going to have to, we have 2 more turns to build up to enough points to use the Shinsha buff, the element buff, and the hero buff. So we just have to, make do with what we got. We're going to send the ult and the follow-up orbs, just so we can take out this bat and not have him hit us, therefore reducing the amount of damage taken. So Hinata with the magic buff does 72k, and we pierce there. Awesome. Maybe I should have lowered it a little bit more with normal orbs and then nuked, but oh well. So this is turn 4. This is the 3rd and final bat, so we don't want to outright kill it, but we do need a certain amount of orbs and skill points here. So I think, yeah, we bring Shinsha in and then use the Hinata buff and then send her away because we have just enough points, and that means that on turn 5, we only need, I think, 80, right? Because we need the 55-point buff from the hero and the 25-point buff from Shinsha. So yeah, we just need to make sure that we have 80 points. We don't even need Milim because Milim's already put the Pierce buff on Shinsha turns ago. So don't really need to worry about that. And we have 50 points already, so we don't really need to do much here except for get enough to 80 points without killing the bat, which is the important part. So here, 81 points. Perfect. Perfect right there. And he's, kind of low. All right, fine. He hits us 68 damage right there. It'd be better if we took one, but oh well. And we have an orb to bring in for Ranga, so now Shinsha's in, and we'll use the crit buff and then the EX buff and the attack buff for 57%. And now we will nuke this thing down with Shinsha, and we do 1.59 million damage, almost 1.6, and we only need 1.4 to do it. So there we go, 1.748 total damage done because of the other bats. Max. Again, we took 152 damage for 11 point loss right there. So, and I'm not gonna try and fish this for 11 fucking points. So if you want to and you can run this team, then by all means, have at it. But that's how you at least get the maximum damage bonus. Let's move on to some not so fortunate teams now. Alright, the next team is another EX team. We're going to be using Frey against these bats, and we've got Fantasy Milim. So we're going to run a World of Fantasy team. We've got Shizu for the orb changing and a little bit of attack buff. We've got Hinata for our turn 1 orb change. If you don't have Hinata, you can use the free-to-play Ogre Slime Rimuru. That's an option, but you do have to get them from like the flashback shop, and I don't know if you have that. But Hinata will take care of the orb change. And then we've got the Hero 2.0 for the ult swap and the resistance down. Milim will be our nuker, and then Hinata again is here for her elemental buff. So this team isn't going to hit 1.4, but it'll do decent damage. And there is a very specific process that needs to happen here, as I will show you. So Hinata, because she has an inferior orb change, 1, it costs 30 points, and 2, it doesn't buff gauges. So we're going to use her orb change, but we need to make sure we have protection gauge on turn 2 underneath Hinata, so we could actually get a stat or a protector Frey next turn, because 6 oranges here would not get it, because it's just only giving us extra ult gauge, which, I mean, is cool, and we definitely need it, but also I kind of want Frey, so not really going to work. So Hinata will come out for the other Hinata, who has, I think, Octogram Lumi underneath her, and then we'll go ahead and send this. I don't want to kill the bat super quick, so yeah, right there we're missing that little extra bit of protection gauge, but turn 2 trait will take care of that. So the bat comes in, it'll smack us. There we go, 345. Now we've got Frey, awesome. We do need the EX ult for Milim though, which means that we're going to need a few more instances of her, and also we need to use as many skills as possible in 4 turns, because that's how you stack up Milim's crit damage. Every time you use a skill up until turn 4, she gets like 3% extra crit damage. So we need to use all these little skills, even if they don't really make a whole bunch of sense. But we want to use it to make sure we can get maximum points. So we'll use Frey. Perfect. That gives us guaranteed crits, changes all to greens, and then we have points to use the future hand of oranges for next turn when we transfer into the second bat. And then we'll flip Hinata out for the hero, or not, the other Hinata, sorry. And this will ensure that we only have 1 ult on the field. And that's going to be very, very important for this next turn. Because you can see, we still need more ult gauge for Milim. And we have a whole hand of oranges and nothing to do about it. So here, we're going to use the Hero 2.0 now, who's going to come in for Shizu, because we don't have enough points to use her right now. And then we're going to swap the Milim ult into a green. And then we're going to use Hinata to change that green into an orange, and then we'll use a defense skill because that's extra, that's another skill being used, and it'll help our crit damage. And now, this full hand of oranges will most definitely get us the EX ult for Milim. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. It gets us 81 points, plus another Frey. We don't have big time skill usages here, so that'll be plenty of points to nuke, because we pretty much only have left the resistance down from the hero, the element buff, and then Milim's own buff, and that's less than 100 points right there, I think. So here we're on turn 4, and I think we're just going to do it. So 1, 2, and then we'll use Frey to give us 40 points, give us the guaranteed crit, and then we can use the Milim buff as well. And then we'll go ahead and nuke. I think we send 1 Hinata orb here, or maybe the hero orb. Only 1 though, because otherwise we would kill it. And yeah, look at that, 36k right there. And then Milim does 431,000. So no, it's definitely we're about 1 million off right there. But it's still a pretty good score for a team that's not optimized for this stage, right? So there is a second option for you if you have the older World of Fantasy team. Let's move on now to the third Hinata, the other Hinata. Okay, well, this is a old team with 1 new unit with, Violet. If you don't have Violet, then bring somebody else that's going to give you some kind of buff. You could bring Octogram Lumi if you want. You could do something, but we're going to stack. So we're going to use Water Hinata to nuke. The old Water Hinata, I'm sorry. And we're going to have old Swimsuit Milim, free-to-play Rimuru, Xion, Shuna, and then new Violet for that magic buff. And we're going to go, and it's not going to be a turn 5 kill. It's like a turn 7 kill or something like that. But we have to stack. And there's only one way to do this with this team, because we are not killing these bats very fast. Just because it's not a very powerful team. It's over a year old, over almost a year and a half now, almost, give or take. So it's definitely lacking some power. We also don't have a turn 1 orb changer, so we're just going to send 4 oranges and pray that we get lucky on turn 2 to get a bunch of blues. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Not even a third of his health bar. But that does give us 58 points because of everybody's traits. And we do have a decent hand where we can just bring Rimuru in for Shuna and then convert all those to blues. And that'll get us wrong skill. There we go. Get us off and running. We don't have any stacks of Milim though, so these blues aren't really going to give us much. But it will give us double Milim going into next turn. And I don't even think we kill this bat here. No, we don't. So yeah, it's going to take a while. You're definitely not getting max turn bonus. You're also not going to get max damage bonus either, but better than nothing, right? So there we go. We got 2 stacks of Milim. We've got 80 points to use. We've got a decent orb change here with Violet and the Rimuru in the back. So we'll get another full hand of blues, and now we will go ahead and kill this bat because now we're a little bit stronger because of the extra water buff. And then we'll use Violet, and I think I use Violet. Yeah, Violet, boom. And then we have 50 points, so we can use the orb change for Rimuru and Shuna, which is why I don't skill fuse that Shuna. I don't skill fuse the 25-point skill fusions for orb changes into 30-point for a triple orb. I don't like those skills. I highly recommend you never skill fuse her. It's just not, it's not worth it. So there we go. Full 6-hand send, 150 points back, another stack of Milim, and we're going to go into phase 2 on turn 4. So we're getting there, slowly but surely. We almost have the ult for Hinata, which is the only ult that we really care about, and we have 4 orbs, so we will have the ult next turn. And then we just have to orb change. So another Shuna, and then another Rimuru, and we'll call it good. Yep. After I realize that I have Shuna up front already. Like, I could use Violet. I don't really need to, though. And then Rimuru comes in for Shuna, who doesn't have any orbs. Cool. And then orb change, and then Violet will come in, and then we'll move. I don't think we kill him here either. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Yeah, but we got a double stack of Milim, plus maximum points. We don't need that many, so we need like 165, so 275 or something like that. No, what am I talking about? 245. 245 points to full nuke, I believe, if math is right. I don't really know. We need more points, though. We're going to use the attack buff for Hinata early, and that way she just has it, and then we'll send her away, and then we'll just bring in Water Rimuru, because now it's just we need to kill. And thankfully, she had 5 orbs, so we can just use this self-convert And yeah, there's the 5 blues, 6 blues. We'll bring Shuna in, who hasn't gotten too many stacks, but we will have enough to kill this bat. And then we'll move on to turn 6 and the final phase. And I can't remember if I take another turn or not. We have enough points, I believe, to nuke now. But let's take a look. Okay, we're gonna nuke. So there's the alt plus water resistance down. We'll get Hinata in for Shuna, and then we'll use the last stack of Milim. Unfortunately, we didn't have 2 stacks, but oh well. And then we'll use everything else. So 80 point, 55, 55, and then the 25 for the extra additional 5% damage right there. And a seal crit resistance, which he doesn't have it anyways. But there we go. Let's nuke with Hinata. I mean, we could send, a few orbs before that just to get him lowered. Which, 2 orbs is enough. And then Hinata does 597, but on turn 6. So we are 1 turn off of max bonus, and we do half of what we need to do. 718,000. But, I mean, it's still an okay score for an older team, to be perfectly honest with you. So that works out pretty well. But those are the 3 teams I have for you for Normal Battle 2. Let me know in the comments if this video helped you out. But that's it for me, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you all later.